Ladies and gentlemen, the 216th graduating class of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in the playing of our national anthem. I would now invite Patrolman Kyle S. Lex of the Terre Haute Police Department to offer our invocation.
You will bow your heads with me as I pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this great nation we call home, and for the very freedom we have to assemble here tonight and pray. I pray tonight for our federal, state, and local leaders that you may bless and guide them in the decisions they make every day. I pray for our men and women in the armed forces at home and abroad, that you'll guide and protect them as they stand on the front lines of freedom for us. I pray for our brothers and sisters in law enforcement around the globe, that you protect them from the unrest and evil that comes upon them. I thank you, Lord, for this short time at the Academy and for the training we received. I pray you bless the staff and instructors who have poured countless hours into us over the last 15 weeks. I pray for their families who endure their sacrificed time away from home. I pray you give them the strength, wisdom, and knowledge to continue training the future generations of police to come. I pray tonight for our families and friends, Lord, that you might give them peace, comfort, and understanding in those trying and difficult times. I thank you, Lord, for my new friends, who I now call my family of brothers and sisters. I pray, Lord, that as we go back to our communities, you would protect and guide us as we journey through the day and night, seeking what evil may devour. Lord, you said that, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with us. I pray that you quicken our hearts and minds with the fortitude to do what no one else can do and to do it right. For greater love have no man than a man who would lay down his life for his friends. I pray all these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.
You can be seated. On behalf of Executive Director Tim Horty and the Academy staff, I would like to welcome you to the 216th Basic Classes Graduation Ceremony. For the last 15 weeks, this group of men and women have dedicated themselves to achieve a goal together, to complete their basic training requirement and become a certified police officer within this great state. Today, they accomplished that goal, and I am proud to call them my fellow brother and sister. Class, you have done well, and I'm proud of you, as I know all of those in attendance are. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of those that help us to keep the Academy running on a daily basis. Our maintenance staff, our business office and record staff, the IT and media center, quartermaster and housekeeping staff, and I know the class's favorite, the kitchen staff and the food vendors. I would also like to thank Mooresville High School and their staff for allowing us to use their facility this evening. Ms. Lori Smith and Assistant Principal Wes Upton have been extremely helpful in making tonight possible. I would also like to introduce the training staff that are present with us tonight. First, I would like to thank those that are working inside the building as a part of the security detail. Dr. Paul Weitzel, Captain Dave Yantz, Lieutenants Lance Burris, Norm Kammer, Dave Kipper, and Brian Ringer. Thank you, gentlemen, for your efforts with this class. I would also like to introduce the staff that are present on the gym floor with me. All these gentlemen make my job very easy and are an extreme pleasure to work beside and to work with on a daily basis. They are truly dedicated to the law enforcement profession and are dedicated to the success of these new officers. Please hold any of applause until all have been introduced. Up here on the stage to my left, Mr. Tim Kane. Tim earned his first law degree from Valparaiso University School of Law and advanced law degree from the John Marshall Law School in Chicago. He has practiced law for over 32 years and was a 3-term elected prosecuting attorney at LaGrange County, Indiana. From September 2017 to assuming the staff attorney position at ILEA, Tim was a reserve deputy for the Noble County Sheriff's Department. Tim has spent the majority of his professional career training and protecting police officers in Northeast Indiana and was one of the attorneys in the state who represented the troopers in the Indiana Troopers Alliance. In addition to his staff duty assignments at ILEA and Law Enforcement Training Board, Tim teaches criminal law to the basic students, semi-annual legal updates for street officers throughout the state, and various other in-service classes. Mr. Tim Kane. To my right, Lieutenant Randy Aspenson. Lieutenant Aspenson retired from the Columbus Police Department and was a member of the 31st Marine Amphibious Unit, United States Marine Corps. His duties at the Academy include being the lead drill instructor, lead instructor for the STOPS program, and assists with criminal investigations and instructor development. Lieutenant Randy Aspenson. Lieutenant Mike Brown. Lieutenant Brown served with the Columbus Police Department for 24 years, retiring in 2005 to join the staff at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Lieutenant Brown is a U.S. Air Force veteran, retired with 22 years total service. Lieutenant Brown's primary duties at the Indiana Law Enforcement include physical tactics, physical fitness, and an assistant drill instructor. Lieutenant Mike Brown. Lieutenant Steve Guthrie. Lieutenant Guthrie served 24 and a half years with the Anderson Police Department prior to joining the staff at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. While at the Anderson Police Department, Lieutenant Guthrie worked in the Patrol Division, the Training Division, Internal Affairs, was on the SWAT team for 14 years, and served as the Assistant Chief the last 6.5 years before retiring. Here at the Academy, Lieutenant Guthrie is the OIC of the Fitness Assessment, the Police Chief's Executive Program, and the Jail Officer's Basic Course. His additional duties are also teaching in interpersonal communication, ethics, tactical medical, use of force, and stress to the jail officers. Lieutenant Guthrie is also one of the EMTs on staff and was a graduate of the 53rd basic session of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Lieutenant Steve Guthrie. Lieutenant Rick Kiefer served 20 years with the Hobart Police Department before retiring as a detective sergeant. Lieutenant Kiefer joined the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy staff in 2001. Lieutenant Kiefer served 6 years with the United States Army, is a graduate of the 67th basic session of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, and holds a master's degree in public affairs from Indiana University. Lieutenant Kiefer's duties include crime scene management, criminal investigations, firearms, and he is also the coordinator of our field days. Lieutenant Rick Kiefer. Lieutenant Tom LaHaye. Lieutenant LaHaye comes to us from the Department of Natural Resources, where he retired as a conservation officer. His main duties at the Academy are that of report writing, works in the instructor development area, and is one of our newer employees. Lieutenant Tom LaHaye. First Sergeant Dale Meredith. First Sergeant Meredith comes to us from Rockport Police Department, where he served 14 years and 6 years as chief. He served 4 years with the Marine Corps and 3 years with the Indiana National Guard. His main duties at the Academy will be in the area of emergency vehicle operations. He's also an instructor in physical tactics and firearms. First Sergeant Dale Meredith. He is our rookie. Lieutenant Tom Moore. Lieutenant Moore comes to us from the Aurora and Greendale Police Departments in Dearborn County. Lieutenant Moore is a veteran of the United States Air Force. Lieutenant Moore's responsibilities include being the lead physical fitness, physical education instructor. He assists with physical tactics program and is one of the lead drill instructors for the basic class. Lieutenant Tom Moore. Lieutenant Nick Polero. Lieutenant Polero comes to us from the Valparaiso City Police Department, where he retired as a captain of the Patrol Division after serving over 20 years in that division. He is in charge of the physical tactics program, assists with physical fitness, and is also one of the drill instructors for the basic class. Lieutenant Nick Polero. Ladies and gentlemen, our training staff. We have a small training staff at the Academy, and I'd also like to take this time to thank all the chiefs and sheriffs that assist us with training of each basic class by sending their instructors to us and allowing them to assist with each class. We utilize many guest instructors with these sessions, and their support is very vital to our mission. If there's anyone here tonight that sits on the Law Enforcement Training Board, is a chief or sheriff, or maybe one of those guest instructors that have helped train this class, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Timothy M. Horty became the Executive Director of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy in November of 2018. Prior to his appointment at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, he served as the Law Enforcement Coordinator and Public Affairs Officer at the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Indiana. He served for 26 years with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, retiring in 2007 as the Deputy Chief of IMPD's West District. Director Horty has earned a bachelor's degree from Indiana University in Forensic Science and a master's degree in education. He has also graduated from the FBI's National Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director Timothy Horty.
Thank you very much, Captain. It is a wonderful pleasure to be here with you tonight, and I want to thank all our family members, our friends, our Law Enforcement Training Board members, and Basic Class 2018-16. It is my distinct pleasure to be here for the first time as the Director of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, and I assure you I don't take that privilege or that responsibility lightly. You walked into our academy 15 weeks ago, being one of 6.5 million Hoosier citizens. You're walking out today one of 15,000 Indiana Hoosier police officers. A pretty distinctive group and a great fraternity to be a part of. You walked in 15 weeks ago full of energy, enthusiasm, wonderment, and a thirst for knowledge. I hope you walk out with that same passion. We gave you the basic skills to become a professional police officer. It's up to you to hone these skills even further. The basic class is called just that, a basic class, because you have the basic skill set to become a police officer. My hope is that your thirst for knowledge becomes more ferocious, because knowledge begets an appetite for more knowledge. Your pursuit for knowledge should never wane, because becoming a police officer or a deputy takes active participation. You need to learn new things every day. You never want to be that 10-year veteran who has 1 year of knowledge 10 times over. Soon you will be patrolling the communities that you live in. Some of you will start this weekend. Others will have weeks and months of additional training. I urge you to be patient. Your supervisors know when it's time and you'll be ready. You have chosen a profession which in my mind is more virtuous than any on the planet. And I feel that way because no matter what we do in life, whether we're a plumber or a teacher or an architect, if you're not safe, nothing else matters. Your communities need you to help keep them safe. There's plenty of evil out there to go around. Statesman and philosopher Edmund Burke said, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." The citizens of your community will be calling on you, protect them from that evil. And please remember also that not everyone out there that you confront is evil. Most folks are good, God-fearing, law-abiding citizen. And it's easy to think of it as an us versus them world out there. and I assure you it's not. You have become the threads of the fabric of your communities. Embrace them because you're now part of that community. A police agency is only as effective as the community that supports it. No support means an ineffective police agency. Sir Robert Peel, often thought of as the father of modern-day policing, nearly 200 years ago said, "The police are the public, and the public are the police." In my mind, those are pretty prophetic words about what community policing should look like through a 200-year-old lens. Remember who you are, and remember where you came from. To the loved ones of our class, thank you for doing such a wonderful job raising and supporting and caring for these men and women. Good people come from good people, and it's no accident that they turned out so well. I challenge you to occasionally challenge them. Challenge them to talk to you. Challenge them to share their feelings with you. I ask that you stay involved with their lives, and when they tell you, you just wouldn't understand, push back gently, and say to them, try me, give me a chance. Class, remember that your support system, the folks that are here supporting you now, were here long before you ever joined your police department and you came to the ILEA. Don't push them away. They knew you, and they know you as the person you are, whether you're wearing that uniform or it's hanging in your closet. It's a challenging time for our law enforcement profession. Your communities will be expecting big things from you. But my hope is that their expectation is only a fraction of what you expect of yourselves. The Wizard of Oz didn't give the Tin Man a heart, the lion his courage, or the scarecrow any brains. Those attributes were already there. And you brought those same attributes with you when you came to our academy. You brought integrity, caring, commitment, teamwork, and competence. And that's no accident. That's the core values of our Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. I hope that we helped to enhance those just a bit. Seldom is anything as bad as people might make you believe, nor is good. So go out and do good things. You don't have to do exceptional things. Just do ordinary things exceptionally well. Ordinary things like showing up to work on time with your uniform squared away, driving the speed limit when you're in your patrol car, smiling at people, and treating folks like ladies and gentlemen, not necessarily because they are, but because you are. Remember that right is right even if you're the only one doing it, and wrong is wrong even though everybody's doing it. You will always be 2018-216. We are proud of you, and you are welcome back to our facility anytime. You're a graduate now, you're an alumni. I will leave you with the words of Mother Teresa, a Catholic nun whose passion was to provide free service to the world's poorest of the poor. And she says, people are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies, but succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you, but be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find sincerity, serenity, and happiness, some may think and be jealous of you, but be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten, but do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough, but give it anyway. I am so proud of each of you. Congratulations on your endeavors. God bless you. Good luck to you. And again, you are welcome back to our academy anytime. Thank you.
We also utilize members from each class as liaisons between the students and the training staff. These class leaders play an important role in the daily operations and routine of the class and the training environment. They are critical to the daily operation and to the success of the class as a whole. I would like to introduce the student support staff at this time. Squad A leader, Brandon M. Brooks, West Lafayette Police Department. Squad A assistant leader, Cole B. Chitwood, Monroe County Sheriff's Department. Squad B leader, Sabrina S. Humble, Perry Township Schools Police. Assistant squad leader, Braden Daniel Ellie, Benton County Sheriff's Department. Squad C leader, Whitney J. Lucian, Tipton County Sheriff's Department. Assistant Squad C leader, Jordan Lee Kuglars, Frankfort Police Department. Squad D leader, Matthew L. Williams, Lawrence Police Department. Assistant Squad leader, Cody Michael Rusher, Hendricks County Sheriff's Department. The class guidon bearer, Michael A. Carrier, Fort Wayne Police Department, and Vice President of the class, Ellis Evans from the Newcastle Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen, our student support staff. I would like to now introduce the president of the 216th graduating class, Justice D. Kraft of the Clarksville Police Department.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and delighted to welcome you to the graduation of the 216th class at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. We are blessed beyond measure to have so many individuals here in support of us on one of the most important days of our young careers. I would like to personally thank my class for allowing me to be the one to speak for us on such a momentous occasion, as well as my Vice President, Officer Ellis Evans, for all of his hard work in preparation for this night. I can say with the utmost certainty that the men and women you see before you tonight are some of the most intelligent, driven, and hardworking individuals that I have ever come to know. Most of you probably already knew that. I know how hard it's been over the last 15 weeks to continuously watch your officer leave for their training and to have to carry on with life and all of its arduous tasks. You deserve to be commended for your resilience over this time, but you must also understand that this experience is a precursor for what is to come when we begin our watch each day. There are husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, and children in this class, and the value of them being with their families cannot be overstated. Please know that the sacrifices that you have made have not been in vain. You must know how truly unique each one of us is in this class and how talented so many of them are. You know how great each one of us can be. But unfortunately, to the outside world, it does not always seem that way. If you were to turn on the news or open various social media apps, you would see stories and posts to the contrary. If you did not know who we were as people, you would think we were monsters. Mindless killers with no training and no sense of the world around us. Everyone here knows that that is not the case. The media paints us this way because they fail to acknowledge that we are humans. We think, love, feel pain, bleed, and make mistakes like anyone else. For some reason, the world around us has diminished us to something less than human. It saddens me because I know that if they took the time to know these officers as I have, they would understand how extraordinary they are. Fortunately, over the past 3 months, we have received training that will aid us in combating that stigma, to be able to rise above the noise, shed the stereotype, and do our job effectively. Most of you are probably wondering what we've been doing up here. Why have they been keeping us for this long? And probably most importantly, who is this Lieutenant Aspenson, and is he a real person? Or something pulled out of the script for Full Metal Jacket. Our training was difficult, there was no question about it, and we knew that the second that we walked in those front doors. It was long, tiresome, and unrelenting. Throughout those classroom hours, practical applications, and physical training, one thing did not waver, and that was our resolve as a group. I can attribute that to the sign that hangs above Assembly Hall, the one that we slap every day on the way out. The sign simply reads, "Do it right." That message rings in our ears to this day, and it will go on with us as we continue our careers. The entrance to the academy has a sign above it as well, inscribed with the words, "Let none who enter prove unworthy." The academy has its own way of sorting out the weak, and if it fails, our instructors have their methods as well. As I reflect on my experience, I feel that we have gotten some of, if not the best law enforcement training in the world. That is a testament to the hard work of our instructors and the long hours that they put in. They deserve to be commended as well, because if there is one group of people that is tough to train, it is a bunch of obstinate, young, and most of all, tired police officers. I would like to give a small snippet of what we have learned from each of one of our instructors. For example, Mr. Tim Kane taught us Indiana law, but most importantly, that it is our best friend. Lieutenant Ringer introduced us to emergency vehicles operation. He taught us that slow is smooth, but most importantly, smooth is fast. Lieutenant LaHaye taught us report writing, but most importantly, that a good report can keep you out of the courtroom. Lieutenant Kipper and Lieutenant Kiefer taught us about firearms, but most importantly, that accuracy is our greatest weapon. Lieutenant Moore taught us physical fitness, but most importantly, how it could save your life on the street. Lieutenant Polero taught us physical tactics, but most importantly, we are never out of the fight. Lieutenant Brown taught us many things, including compassion and communication, but most importantly, that those skills may keep the fight from ever beginning. And finally, Lieutenant Aspenson, who taught us that we are gladiators, headed to the Coliseum every day, but most importantly, that our enemy does not always show up. On behalf of Class 216, we thank you, and we are forever indebted to you because the lessons you taught us are priceless. I now speak directly to my class. I know that we'll be going back to our respective departments soon. We will begin our careers with great enthusiasm, eager to do it the right way. Let's promise each other in this moment that we never lose that. Because the moment that we do is the moment we become complacent. Never stop loving what you do. Prove yourself worthy every day to your fellow officers, your families, and above all, yourself. There's an anonymous quote about faith that I feel is appropriate as we conclude our training and go forth into our careers. It reads, "Faith bends down to the warrior and whispers. He speaks softly and says, 'You cannot withstand the storm.' The warrior simply smiles back and whispers, 'I am the storm.'" I believe that we are the storm, a new wave of highly trained and vigilant officers that will begin a new chapter in law enforcement. Always remember that we are warriors and that God Himself wills it this way. Psalm 144, verses 1 and 2 read, "Praise be to the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. He is my loving God and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and He in whom I take refuge." These are my final words to you. Remember that life is short. It is a precious thing. But we, as officers, would rather put our lives on the line for others and risk not coming home than to cower away in fear of the evil that lives in this world. Thank you all again for coming. May God bless us all.
I would now ask Mr. Tim Kane to come to the podium and introduce our guest speaker.
We have a tradition here at ILEA to seek out exemplary men and women as keynote speakers at our graduation ceremonies. Our speakers are leaders, not just with their words, but with their actions. They live the lives of warriors and of leaders. They are the models that we offer to these new graduates. Our speaker this evening began his career in law enforcement as a patrol officer with the Muncie Police Department. 3 years later, he joined the then Indianapolis Police Department, 1997, and I won't embarrass him by recounting all of his accomplishments while he was in IMPD. But I will tell you that he gained a reputation for being knowledgeable, for being a very skilled police officer, and he also gained a reputation for fairness in everything that he did. He climbed through the ranks and culminated his career with IMPD as the commander of the IMPD Southwest District in 2014. He retired from IMPD in January 2016 to his current position as Chief of the Lawrence Police Department. He's a 1992 graduate of Indiana University Bloomington, holds a graduate certificate from the University of Virginia, and is currently pursuing a Master of Science degree in Criminal Justice and Public Safety at IUPUI's School of Public and Environmental Affairs. He's also a graduate of the FBI National Academy in Quantico and numerous law enforcement training programs. He's married to Jennifer, a registered nurse. His son Tyler attends Ball State University, and his daughter Ann is currently a student at Purdue. So please help me welcome to the podium our guest speaker, Lawrence Police Department Chief David Hoffman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Indiana Law Enforcement Academy staff members, chiefs and sheriffs, active and retired police officers and deputies, and most importantly, our graduating officers and your families. I am David Hoffman, the Chief of Police for the City of Lawrence Police Department. We're located about 32 miles away from here, a community of about 50,000 residents, just northeast of Indianapolis. As Mr. Kane mentioned, I've served in a variety of assignments since I graduated from ILEA in 1995 with my classmates of the 121st session. That's almost 95 sessions away. I've served alongside some amazing and brave police officers, first in the city of Muncie and then with the Indianapolis Police Department, until I was blessed to accept my current position as Chief of Police in the city of Lawrence. The man who made that possible, sitting right over there, Mayor Steve Collier with the city of Lawrence and his wife, Chris. I have been blessed to lead this amazing police department, much like those departments where you all come from. We have 63 full-time paid officers, 35 reserves, 15 911 dispatchers, several civilian support staff, including chaplains, and we have an Explorer program of about 35 young adults. Probably like many of you, I was born into a family of law enforcement. In 1945, my grandfather returned from overseas military service with the U.S. Army in World War II. He was wearing a Purple Heart after suffering a near-fatal gunshot wound to his shoulder in combat. He later joined the Indianapolis Police Department as a patrol officer, and then he climbed the ranks over the years to become the chief of the Indianapolis Police Department in the late 1960s. As you know, that was a tumultuous time for police officers in our country. He died when I was young, so I never really got to know him as an adult, and I never got to hear those cool stories from what it must have been like to be a police officer in the 40s, the 50s, and the 1960s. Now, my dad, on the other hand, although he became an Indianapolis patrolman in 1970, he never wanted to get promoted. He felt being a street cop was the best job on the department. It's where the real cops worked, and where he said he felt he could make the most important and direct difference in the lives of people. In many ways, I have to agree with him. The last 7 of his years, he became a detective in the undercover world of vice investigations in Indianapolis. Now, these officers saw the dirtiest side of human existence on a daily basis. He retired as a vice investigator, and I'm proud to report he's still healthy, still married to my mom for more than 52 years, and while they're not independently wealthy living on an island somewhere, they're doing okay. So the reason I mention this is something you all should be thinking of and strive for right now. That day when you retire should be on your mind right now. A healthy mind, body, and spirit, a healthy, intact family, a solid financial situation when you retire a long time from now. You should consider those things in every decision you make in your career. If today is day one, right now, be thinking about what your retirement day is going to look like, because it's going to come around pretty fast. Now, I realize that sounds preachy and probably not what's on your mind at the moment. Retirement is 1,000,000 miles away from January 18th of 2019. You just want to get back home, start taking runs. You can't wait, I'm assuming. I get it, and I don't blame you, because this profession you're entering today, as the director mentioned, this career, this calling you have answered is, of course, so much more than a job. I hope by now you know that. I'm sure there are people who started with you, this class, on October 8th, who figured that out, and they're not here tonight. But you are still here. Maybe a little bruised up, tired, sore, but you're here tonight, and I congratulate you all, every one of you. This is among the most honorable and challenging careers you will ever enter. It's so difficult, and sometimes flat out dangerous. In the near future, you are going to be the single most important person in the lives of other people. You are called to help at the single worst moment of their lives, at a time when they need you the most. In their most desperate, vulnerable, terrified, defenseless moments, it will be you, and sometimes you alone, answering that 911 call. Other times, you may be seen as a threat. People will look at you in their rearview mirrors and be afraid. Just the sight of you will make them nervous, and their pulse will increase. You won't know why, but you can bet they will. Maybe it's because of that arrest warrant. Maybe because they're transporting heroin or meth or guns. Driving with a suspended license, maybe. Whatever it may be, you just might be viewed as the only thing standing behind or between that violent felon and his or her next 10 years in prison. It's because of unpredictable moments like these that I hope you took your training seriously. Why I hope you will never stop training. Why I hope you will master your skills so you don't have to think when things go bad. You've heard the phrase muscle memory. That's the difference between training to get it right and training so you can't get it wrong. Because on your next shift, which I heard might be this weekend for some of you, you might be the very first officer or deputy on the scene of an infant who just stopped breathing at Walmart. A domestic disturbance call involving a stabbed and battered woman, children everywhere crying, while her boyfriend climbs out the back window holding the 8-inch knife he just stabbed her with, ignoring your loud, repeated verbal commands to drop that knife. Maybe you'll be first on the scene of a 3-story senior living apartment engulfed in smoke, flames shooting out the second floor. Confused and elderly people inside, barely able to even walk without a wheelchair or a walker. The fire department's 90 seconds away. But you can't wait. You have to go in. Maybe you'll be right there when some kid just falls through thin ice in a little pond behind a mobile home community. Maybe you'll spot that SUV that was just stolen. Dispatchers are putting it out on the radio. You chase. That guy is desperate and will drive 113 miles an hour on I-70 to get away from you, the wrong way. A man shooting a modified AR, that's a rifle, ladies and gentlemen, into an apartment complex from the parking lot late at night. You spot him, he flees, he crashes his car because they don't drive very well. As he's jumping out of his car, he raises that rifle at you and pulls the trigger. It malfunctions. Maybe you'll shoot him. Maybe you'll shoot him in the leg. Maybe he'll get inside a house and barricade himself for 3 hours before he gives up. I got another one for you. The armed business robbery that turns into a pursuit. The crash a mile later, then a carjacking. That same suspect shoots at you through the rear view window of the car that he just carjacked, except now he has a hostage. They'll get stuck on the median during a crash. The suspect will use that hostage as a human shield as he shoots at other officers on the other side of the crash. You're going to have to take careful aim with your patrol rifle and end this situation from 40 yards away and not injure the hostage, your partners, or anyone else in the background of your fire. This is a busy intersection at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Or finally, one more example. You spot a getaway car with 3 armed suspects who just did a hostile takeover-style robbery of a Long John Silver's. They'll flee in their stolen car. They'll head the wrong way on 465. You'll do a pit maneuver. They'll crash. They'll flee. You'll catch 2 of the 3. The third jumps over the barricade, the median, jumps out onto 465 and carjacks some innocent lady in a car. He'll be caught 2 hours later because that car has OnStar. Now, I imagine most of these things, or incidents like them, they probably happened in my grandfather's era. I know they happened in my dad's time, but probably not at the frequency that we see them today. Every one of those brief little scenarios I just told you about has happened within the past 18 months in the city of Lawrence and involved Lawrence officers, Lawrence dispatchers, Lawrence chaplains. The last one happened 3 days ago. Maybe you saw it on the news. And we're not special, I assure you of that. These things happen all over. Probably in your city or your county or your town. So that's one big difference between way back then and today, the frequency at which violence happens. Here's one more. According to one source I found, an estimated 92% of American adults have cell phones. And we all know they're not afraid to record everything you do. Social media, high-definition live streaming, 24-hour news, airing as the story happens. The expectation of many in our society that you must be 100% right 100% of the time in situations that can push the human mind and body to its absolute limit, and then be able to accurately recall exactly what happened, in what order, what you did, said, thought, felt, heard, and maybe smelled. Oh, and by the way, you have to write that report before that incident hits YouTube. Let's not forget the seemingly endless list of law firms just standing in line to sue you and your city if you make even one small error or policy violation. And speaking of policies, here are just a few of the rules, regulations, general orders, policies, and procedures that you have to play by. Can anybody show me, please, the rules that the predators have to play by? You can't, because bad guys don't play by rules. Most of you are going to leave this graduation and start your careers in the operations division, the patrol division, uniform, the road, whatever you call it. It truly is, listen to this, the most important assignment on any department. My dad was right. Dads usually are. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, it is to support everything you do on the street, to serve, to protect, that the rest of your department exists. You are the first line of defense. You are the ones in the arena. Your chiefs, your sheriffs, their command staffs, they work for you, not the other way around. Now, you might not want to remind them of that until you get off probation. They know that you guys are the tip of the sword, the first point of contact, the first through the door on a warrant service. Yours, and this is kind of scary, is the face and name of your department to the people you interact with. Yours is the name and face of the single most visible form of government in the daily lives of average Americans. Whether it's one of those examples I just gave or countless other possible scenarios, so I'm telling you right now, get ready. You're sitting here today, so I know you are ready, but just be advised, wearing that badge carries a tremendous responsibility. Each time you put on that uniform, whether it's tomorrow or 20 years from now, I want you to remember those who went before you and their sacrifices, Whether it's your family name you carry on, or the memory of the names and lives of those who went before you, those who sat in previous graduating classes just like this one, those whose names were in programs just like the programs you all may be holding right now. I urge you to remember this is no longer about you. It's about something far bigger. Those who've gone before us, and more importantly, those who you will serve. Perhaps you're sitting there, not continuing a tradition, but you're starting your own legacy. Maybe you're a first-generation sheriff's deputy or police officer. Either way, serve our citizens with respect, confidence, and pride. We call that professionalism. It's the core of who we are and what we do. I'll ask you this. You don't have to answer, but I think I know the answer. Have you stopped to read the names on the plaques in the corridors of the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy? You know, the ones shaped like the state of Indiana? You may not know those individuals, but they are all your brothers and sisters, effective immediately. Your names will join theirs soon, but your mission already has. I also want you to proudly wear your badge and uniform with a spirit of grace, knowing always that no man or woman is perfect. I'm certainly not. I'm guessing you're not either. We all make mistakes and we must live with them, strive not to repeat them, but decency and humility are characteristics every law enforcement officer must possess because they will serve you well, and not just in dealing with people in unfortunate situations on the street. An expression of humility of which we all in law enforcement should at least be aware is this: there but for the grace of God go I. That concept may put things in perspective and might even guide your decisions, especially in those where you have discretion. And trust me, you're going to have a lot of discretion. That phrase is merely recognition that the misfortune of others might very well be your own, were it not for the presence and blessings of the divine, your parental upbringing in a loving home, or simply for some plain old-fashioned good luck. I have slowly walked by far too many flag-draped caskets of fallen fellow officers over the past 24 years. There, but for the grace of God go I, crossed my mind every time. It was no different last month after I met the family of Charlestown Police Department Sergeant Ben Bertram. End of watch, 31 days ago, December 12th, 2018. Among the best compliment you might receive in your career may very well come from someone you just locked up, handcuffed, arrested, transported to jail. When all the excitement of the incident ends, the compliment you will someday hear may contain something to the effect of, I know you had to arrest me, but you were professional and you treated me well. Thank you. You might be very surprised how many times you're all going to hear that in your careers. Even in making arrest, you should never deny anyone dignity. Kindness does not always equal weakness. Now, of course, you must be strong and direct, tactical and tough, sometimes forceful, and always prepared to deploy serious, lawful force in deadly situations. But to do so in an impartial and a detached manner, never taking a suspect's actions or words personally, that shows mastery over your emotions and is a remarkable skill. It's one I ask you to perfect. As I draw to my conclusion this evening, I want to thank the families of our graduates. What a crowd. You're all here tonight. I could speak all night of the importance of family support. It's been spoken of already, and how that is arguably the single most important factor in the success of any sheriff's office or police department. It has been said that our spouses, our mothers, our fathers, our daughters and sons They don't wear uniforms and they don't carry guns. Well, maybe some of them do. But without their steadfast love and support back home, our officers and deputies, they couldn't possibly stand on that thin blue line that separates predators from the innocent to keep our communities safe. Without our families and their sacrifices, it just wouldn't be possible. And everybody in this room, in this gymnasium, knows that. Now, the tenor and tone of my comments tonight are not intended to create anxiety, and I know that they do not. This training academy does not turn out law enforcement officers who panic. To the contrary, these ILEA instructors right here and their support staff, they produce well-trained, superbly prepared, and well-suited men and women to go to work in the service and protection of people they probably never met. These deputies and officers, ladies and gentlemen, they may very well feel fear. That's normal. But they will still knowingly face that danger, put their knowledge and skills into action, and step into harm's way to ensure the safety of our citizens. That's called courage. It's called integrity. It's also called honor. Graduates, because you have earned your spot here tonight, you are joining our police family. I will conclude by saying simply, thank you. Thank you for carrying on a remarkable tradition and for being part of the next generation of fine police officers and sheriff's deputies reporting to duty every day, every night, in counties, cities, and towns all over the state of Indiana. You know what? We need great people like you. Thank you for answering the call. Be safe out there. May God bless and protect you, your families, and your fellow officers and deputies. And with that, I thank you.
We have now arrived at that time that all these sitting out here on the floor have been waiting on. But before we hand out all the certificates, I would like to advise of the Honor Graduate Distinction. The Honor Graduate Distinction is designed to reward those officers who excel in their academy training. Such things as appearance and bearing, physical ability, alertness, and attitude are as important to the patrol officer as shooting ability and academic accomplishment. The honors distinction will combine the traditional areas rewarded for accomplishment in these academic and tactical skills, but will also recognize those less heralded areas that are indicative of a highly quality, reliable officer. There's no restriction to how many students in the class may receive the honors graduate distinction. An honor graduate may not have any Liberty Card citations for any reason. An honor graduate may not have been given any type of yellow or red tag restriction. They must obtain a higher standard on the physical fitness requirements. An honor graduate must also maintain a qualification level of at least expert with the handgun. An honor graduate has to attain an academic average when combining all of the mandatory written exams of at least 95% or higher, and not fail any academic or practical component of the training session. Persons who achieve the honor graduate distinction will have a notation made on their graduation certificate. It will be placed in their permanent record, and they will be recognized as an honor graduate when they come through to grab their certificate. Staff, if you please come forward and help with assisting with the handing of the certificates.
Brian K. Abshire Jr., Patrolman, Goshen Police Department. John T. Agan, Patrolman, Clinton Police Department. Mateo Ryan Agresta, Police Officer, Lawrence Police Department. William Ammerman, Patrolman, Connersville Police Department. Cody Norris Dixon Anderson, Police Officer, Lawrence Police Department. Logan Baker, Deputy, DeKalb County Sheriff's Department. Corey T. Baines, Deputy, Carroll County Sheriff's Office. Tyronda Benning, Policeman, Muncie Police Department. Hunter Evan Blackford, Deputy, Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office. Honors Graduate, Brandon Blinn, Patrol Officer, Danville Police Department. Derek J. Bogenschutz, Deputy, Jay County Sheriff's Department. Robert E. Boyd, Deputy, Putnam County Sheriff's Department. Kelly Lynn Bradley, Patrol Officer, Warsaw Police Department. Nicholson G. Briles, Deputy, Brown County Sheriff's Department. Wilkes Brisson Monteith, Officer, Noblesville Police Department. Brandon M. Brooks, Police Officer, West Lafayette Police Department. Cody Richard Burniston, Patrolman, Auburn Police Department. Honors Graduate, Michael A. Carrier, Officer, Fort Wayne Police Department. Todd L. Carey, Merit Deputy, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Andrew Benim Selleck, Patrolman, Columbus Police Department. Cole B. Chitwood, Deputy, Monroe County Sheriff's Department. Honors Graduate, Connor Lewis Christman, Police Officer, Plainfield Police Department. James O. Kamage, Patrolman, Lebanon Police Department. David A. Commodore, Officer, Carmel Police Department. Christopher Cooper, Patrolman, Richmond Police Department. Charles B. Cummins, Patrolman, West Terre Haute Police Department. Adam E. Curtis, Deputy, Delaware County Sheriff's Department. Derek Wayne DeHart, Deputy, Vigo County Sheriff's Department. Tristan DeHaven, Patrolman, Union City Police Department. Kyle Andrew Denny, Patrolman, Portland Police Department. Jeffrey A. Diggins, Jr., Officer, South Bend Police Department. Clayton Donlin, Patrolman, Zionsville Police Department. Nicole Dornan, Deputy, Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department. Bryce Dulworth, Patrolman, Muncie Police Department. Alexander Eckert, Patrolman, Franklin Police Department. Honors Graduate, Timothy L. Edmonds, Patrolman, Lebanon Police Department. Andrew M. Elwell, Patrolman, Montpelier Police Department. Braden Daniel Ely, Deputy, Benton County Sheriff's Department. Maxwell J. Essman, Patrolman, Angola Police Department. Ellis Evans, Patrolman, Newcastle Police Department. Justin K. Fontaine, Police Officer, Rensselaer Police Department. Nathaniel J. Foster, Patrol Officer, Purdue University Police Department. Shauna Ray Foster, Patrolman, Vincennes University Police Department. Mason S. Fraze, Deputy, Wabash County Sheriff's Department. Emma Gaipa, Officer, Mishawaka, Mishawaka, Police Department. Mishawaka, 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 Mish Eric N. Gear, Deputy, Boone County Sheriff's Department. Thomas G. Ginter, Jr., Patrolman, St. Joseph County Sheriff's Department. Christian Lee Gonzalez, Police Officer, Purdue University Police Department. Samuel T. Hannon, Patrolman, Clarksville Police Department. Jared J. Hargis, Patrol Officer, Muncie Police Department. Austin Harrison, Patrolman, Terre Haute Police Department. Kyle Matthew Hartman, Deputy, Franklin County Sheriff's Department. Jacob Heine, Officer, Franklin Police Department. Anthony M. Hipskin, Deputy, Huntington County Sheriff's Department. Jeremiah Hooks, Officer, South Bend Police Department. Kendall Frederick Mason Hoddle, Deputy, Steuben County Sheriff's Office. Austin Taylor Hughes, Patrolman, Anderson Police Department. Sabrina S. Humble, Police Officer, Perry Township Schools Police Department. Alan Jackson, Deputy, Greene County Sheriff's Department. Jordan Scott Jackson, Patrol Officer, Georgetown Police Department. Craig A. Jarvis, Patrolman, Hartford City Police Department. Aaron D. Johnson, Patrolman, Goshen Police Department. Cody S. Jones, Deputy Marshal, Marco Police Department. Justin D. Kraft, Patrolman, Clarksville Police Department. Jordan Lee Kuglers, Officer, Frankfort Police Department. Honors graduate Dylan R. Legonegro, Sheriff Deputy, Huntington County Sheriff's Department. Richard Lay, Jr., Officer, VV Police Department. Honors graduate Matthew Lehner, Patrolman, Elkhart Police Department. Kyle S. Lex, Patrolman, Terre Haute Police Department. Brandon M. Logan, Officer, Lawrence Police Department. Tanner R. Long, Deputy, Boone County Sheriff's Office. Robert M. Looney, Patrolman, Bedford Police Department. Aaron H. Lauer, Officer, Mishawaka Police Department. Whitney J. Lucian, Deputy, Tipton County Sheriff's Office. Haley Lutz, Police Officer, Noblesville Police Department. Lucas McCameron, Officer, Mitchell Police Department. Michael Magea, Police Officer, Lawrence Police Department. Kyle McGlone, Police Officer, Bloomington Police Department. Jennifer J. McIntyre, Police Officer, West Lafayette Police Department. Brian S. McKinney, Patrolman, Terre Haute Police Department. Christopher R. McKinney, Deputy Sheriff, Posey County Sheriff's Office. Josh Milburn, Deputy, Park County Sheriff's Department. Honors graduate Tyler S. Mitchell, Patrol Officer, Westfield Police Department. Levi Mudd, Officer, Noblesville Police Department. Frank L. Munoz, Deputy, Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office. Timothy R. Nelson, Officer, Terre Haute Police Department. Quentin R. Aller, Police Officer, Trafalgar Police Department. John C. Organist, Deputy, Decatur County Sheriff's Department. Zachary Overton, Officer, South Bend Police Department. Brandon Lee Owens, Deputy, Boone County Sheriff's Department. Evan M. Painter, Officer, Nashville Police Department. Lucas P. Pant, Deputy Marshal, Albion Police Department. David L. Pounds, Patrolman, Terre Haute Police Department. Austin Rurick, Officer, Indiana University Police Department. Cody Michael Rusher, Deputy, Hendricks County Sheriff's Department. Tyler Earl Saunders, Patrolman, Richmond Police Department. Lucas Schmidt, Deputy, Hancock County Sheriff's Department. Mallory K. Schwab, Patrolman, Martinsville Police Department. Kirsten B. Schaefer, Patrolman, Newcastle Police Department. Mark Schaefer, Officer, Bloomington Police Department. Colton Shipley, Patrolman, Gas City Police Department. Tyler S. Shoemaker, Patrolman, Richmond Police Department. Honors graduate Tyler Schaffner, Police Officer, Peru Police Department. Zachary A. Smith, Officer, Warsaw Police Department. Aiden Elias Southern, Officer, Bloomington Police Department. Ulrich Staggers, Officer, Shelbyville Police Department. Chandler Stanton, Officer, Indiana State Police, Capitol Police Section. Logan Stewart, Patrolman, Crawfordsville Police Department. Andrew Michael Story, Deputy Marshal, Eaton Police Department. Matthew H. Tadovich, Officer, South Bend Police Department. Eric Taylor, Patrolman, Lebanon Police Department. Jared Tidrow, Patrolman, Bedford Police Department. Krista M. Tidrow, Patrolman, Crawfordsville Police Department. Andrew Wayne Thomas, Officer, Indiana State University Police Department. Adam Totherow, Patrolman, Crawfordsville Police Department. Jonathan K. Wagner, Patrolman, Washington Police Department. Logan Chapman Westerfield, Officer, Plainfield Police Department. Cambridge Wyrock, Deputy Sheriff, Vermilion County Sheriff's Department. Matthew L. Williams, Police Officer, Lawrence Police Department. Joseph M. Wilson, Deputy Sheriff, Vermilion County Sheriff's Department. Tyree A. Wilson, Patrolman, Anderson Police Department. Marcus Lee Witt, Merit Deputy, Putnam County Sheriff's Department. Honors graduate Alex Wolf, Deputy Sheriff, Miami County Sheriff's Office. Brett Woodard, Officer, Indiana State Police, Capitol Police Section. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 216th graduating class. All right, we're at that time in the program where we're going to give away some awards. And we're going to start off with the first award we're going to do this evening is the Joshua Chamberlain Award. I'd like to have retired Lieutenant Bender come to the podium real quick, please.
Thank you. This award is named for Joshua Chamberlain. Joshua Chamberlain was a professor when war broke out between our states. He decided to join the Union cause, and his other professors claimed he had a heart that was just too genteel. Well, he joined anyway. Medal of Honor, 4 other awards for wounds and bravery. He ended the Civil War as an exemplar among leaders of leadership. He was eventually described as still having a genteel heart, but the soul of a lion, a velvet touch, and a fist of steel. Good attributes for everyone in this graduating class. Every one of these men and women are leaders, but as human nature shows, one or so rise to the top. And just as all of the stars are bright in the nighttime sky, one shines just a little brighter. It is my honor, it is my privilege to present to the 216th class the Joshua Chamberlain Award to Officer Michael A. Carrier, Fort Wayne Police Department.
Our next award is Lieutenant Andy Anderson Firearm Handgun Proficiency Award. With this award, we're going to recognize the top 5 shooters in the class. And if you would, when you're called or when you're identified, please come forward because the Anderson family has a gift to award to each one that finished in the top 5. With the handgun qualification score, so if you've never been involved with qualifying or shooting on the course of fire, a perfect score is 100 points, 2 points per round. So when you start hearing the scores, you'll hear some that maybe even we have a tie with that, but then we use the small center X ring to make that tiebreaker. So an X count can also come into play when it comes to deciding the top 5. So in 5th place, with scores of 98 and 22X, 98 11X, and 99 16X for a 98.3 average, Lucas F. Schmidt of the Hancock County Sheriff's Department. In fourth place, with scores of 100 15X, 99 10X, 97 16X for a 98.6 average, Chandler Stanton, ISP Capitol Police Department. Third place, scores of 99 14X, 99 20X, 98 19X for a 98.6 average, 53X count, Whitney J. Lucian, Tipton County Sheriff's Department. Second place, with scores of 98 25X, 99 23X, 99 20X for a 98.6 68X count, Jeremiah T. Hooks, South Bend Police Department. And the Proficiency Award winner, with scores of 99, 11X, 100, 8X, 99, 8X for a 99.3 average, Matthew Lerner, Elkhart Police Department. All right, our next award is the Captain Glenda E. Mercer Academic Award. With this award, we're going to recognize the top 5 in the class in regards to their grade point average. In 5th place, with a GPA of 96.3, Alexander Wolf, Miami County Sheriff's Department. In 4th, with a 96.9 GPA, Timothy L. Edmonds, Lebanon Police Department. I guess we had a tie for 4th. So again, from 4th, Tyler S. Mitchell, Westfield Police Department, 96.9. Third, with a 97% GPA, Mateo R. Agresta, Lawrence Police Department. Second, with a 97.2 GPA, Robert M. Looney, Bedford Police Department. And our award winner, with a 97.6 GPA, Matthew Leonard, Elkhart Police Department. Our last award is the Herman H. Freed Award. The Freed Award was established by the Law Enforcement Training Board on August 16, 2004. The award is presented in honor of Major Freed to a student from each basic class who demonstrates the qualities of integrity, loyalty, ethics, and attitude. Major Freed became the first executive director of the Academy in 1967 and was instrumental in establishing the first and current Academy facilities located in Plainfield. In 1978, he retired as executive director, and in 79 was appointed to the Law Enforcement Training Board's Advisory Council, a position he held until 1990. Until his death on June 14, 2004, Major Freed had attended all the graduation ceremonies from the very first through the 157th. The winner of the Herman Freed Award for Basic Class 216 is Police Officer Matthew L. Williams, of the Lawrence Police Department. I'd now call on the president of the class, Justice D. Kraft, to step forward and administer the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics says this: as a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all persons to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed, in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential manner, or that is confided to me in my official capacity, will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. Class, please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith. And I accept it as a public trust. To be held so long as I am true. To the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals. Dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
I would like to invite Police Officer Haley Lutz of the Noblesville Police Department to come forward and offer our benediction.
Please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that you provide a blanket of protection over the 125 new officers and hundreds of other officers in this room. Lord, I pray you give us strength and courage we need to begin our careers in law enforcement. Bless these officers with the leadership, skills, and knowledge we need to fulfill our duties every time we put on the uniform and badge. Lord, please keep us all safe through day and night and during each and every call. Please watch it over us while we run towards evil and take it head on. I pray for the communities and departments that we all work for. Lord, I ask you watch over all the families, friends, and loved ones. I pray the class of 216 and every class that walks through these doors after us to have a long and successful career. I pray we never stop learning or growing in this career, and we always find the pride and honor behind the badge we all wear. I pray we stand behind our morals and stay true to not only ourselves, but the thin blue line. Lord, please keep us patient and as we approach situations that may fluster us. Please give us the strength when we feel weak and the sense to ask for help when we need it. Lord, thank you for giving these officers alongside me the power, drive, and commitment needed for this job. Thank you for giving us the passion to lead and protect others. I pray not only for our safety now, tomorrow, and next year, but for the rest of our careers. Lord, help us remain humbled in your name. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Lieutenant Aspenson, would you please take charge of the class for their last dismissal?
Class 216. Yes. Yes.
That concludes our ceremony. Have a safe trip home.